Hi there, my name's Matt Franklin from Portfolio Degree, and today I'm going to begin a video series that's a little bit different from some of the stuff I've done before. What we're going to do in this video is we're going to create a $1,000 portfolio using my tools, and then I'm personally going to go and actually make that investment, and then on a daily basis we're going to post recap videos so you can join along in that journey with me. This is a new experience for me. I don't know entirely how it's going to go. I've used these methods before to success, but the search engines and the algorithms don't seem to like it yet, so I need to prove my concept. So I thought I would start this video series and reach out to all of you and post daily updates. So I hope you enjoy, and if you want to see all the emotional baggage that comes with investing, I get it, it's $1,000, it's not much money, and I do have other investments, but this is just to help prove the concept and to help you all understand exactly what it is I do. So stay tuned.
Okay, so let's build the portfolio together on portfolioexaminer.com. There are a few different ways that you can get started. You can either click on the build icon here, or up at the top here you can click build a portfolio. Now if it's your first time to the site, you're not going to have any portfolios, so we're going to go ahead and click create. And then that's going to take you to the search function. So as you get here, you can go ahead and click the select button. And if you want to add a stock to your portfolio, you can click add, and it'll add it to your portfolio. Now we recommend having at least 5 stocks in your portfolio before moving forward. So let's go ahead and add some more stocks to the portfolio. Now, as you're searching through the stocks, we do have a variety of lists that you can leverage. You can also sort the data in different ways and view it either based on the metrics like you see here, or you can update it and view it strictly just based on the grades. You can also change the return time period as well as change the strategy for the letter grade. Now, one cool thing that this platform offers is if you go over to the research section and you click on Explore, you can see the top 250 companies based on market capitalization. Now, if you pay for access to everything, you'll also get the sort feature here where you can come into the drop-down menu, and if I wanted to pick, say, China, I can go ahead and click Update, and the tool is going to show me the top 250 Chinese-based companies that are traded on the New York Stock Exchange or the NASDAQ. So as you can see here, the largest one is Alibaba Corporation. And then there are a variety of different companies that are in here. One in particular that has caught my attention before is MNSO Group. So I'm going to go ahead and go back over to the search area and see if I can go ahead and include them. Here they are. We're up to 8 stocks. Let's add maybe 1 or 2 more. Okay, so we have 9 stocks included in our portfolio. You can include up to 30. Just be aware the more that you include, the longer the processing time takes. But when you get here, you can see that we have our asset grades. We also have our return and our risk here. So what we're missing is the portfolio grade and then the optimal weight. So the next step is finding out what the portfolio grade is. All right, so now you can see the portfolio grades. The vast majority of them are either A or A+, which is not a good sign. You can see here the letter R, that designates the riskiest stock in the portfolio, which if you look at just the risk here, that is designated, the 26.9%. Now these numbers here reflect daily amounts. So what that's indicating is that this stock in particular, this is its standard deviation, so the stock could fluctuate by 26.9% per day. But on average, it does produce a 0.5 point return. However, it's also indicating to me that it doesn't interact with all these other stocks very well. So I'm going to go ahead and remove it to see if we can get a little bit better balance.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Okay, so here you can see a little bit better grades. So we're going to move forward in the process and we're going to optimize our portfolio. Now what that's going to do is it's going to test about 10,000 different combinations of these assets and see which one produced the highest return for the lowest risk. So here it is, and you can see the asset weights that it provided you out of the optimal portfolio. The next step in the process is applying risk aversion, and risk aversion is really the balancing between stocks and bonds, or risky and risk-free investments. Now for the purposes of this portfolio, because it's only $1,000, we're going to go ahead and take on a very risky strategy, and we're not actually going to diversify this portfolio. I would highly recommend that you do that. It's also a great way to integrate some of the products that a lot of the financial professionals that you're going to work with are going to want to sell you. And a lot of those products are going to work out better for you than stocks, so just keep that in mind as you peruse and look into some of these investments. We're going to go ahead and we're going to add our $1,000 investment and click apply. And then it's going to give us the amount to invest and then the total number of shares to purchase based upon the current stock price. Now, as you can see, some of these are smaller amounts. Depending on your trading platform, you may or may not be able to trade in fractional shares. My platform allows me to trade in half a share or whole shares, but there are other platforms that you could buy 1/10 of a share or smaller. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to remove a few of these stocks in order to ensure that with the $1,000 investment that I can actually purchase a half share of each of these if I need to.
Liftoff.
All right, so as you can see, I made some more changes. There were a few stocks that I wanted to swap out, and then I wanted to find a few cheaper options. That way I could kind of purchase more shares with that $1,000. So now that I've got the stocks that I believe I want, rather than click through each one of these individual buttons, I'm going to go all the way here to the end and go ahead and click apply. All right, so there you have it. Here's the portfolio. It's going to give you the amount to invest and the total number of shares based on the amount that you loaded in there. In addition to that, the tools here are going to give you a little bit more of a breakdown. It's going to show you the sectors that you're investing in. It'll show you the industries as well and the markets like United States, Ireland, and China. It's going to give you an overall letter grade for the portfolio, and that letter grade is representative of the Sharpe measure that's produced by combining these assets. So that Sharpe measure associated with the optimal weight portfolio and how it's produced over time. And what it's doing is it's comparing that to the assets that are out there. So it's just a sort of reference point for the type of vehicle that you've built here. Then as you're going down, you can see the amount of the risky versus risk-free portfolio, and then a reminder to always consult with a financial professional before investing only in stocks. And then it gives you a representation down here, a tree map in the shape of a triangle. That's representative of how much you're investing in your portfolio. Now for the virtual portfolios here, you're going to go ahead and click Save Portfolio. What that's going to do is it's going to create a series of pending transactions, and the next time that there's a pricing update in the system, then these transactions will go through at that price, and then it'll be a portfolio that you can track. So from there you can move on to trends, and then you'll be able to see the performance of this portfolio here. Now, in addition to saving this portfolio here so you can track it over time through the leaderboard, I'm also going to go ahead and make these investments on my own personal account, and then we're going to track it from there as well. So let me show you what the trend section actually looks like when you have a portfolio that's been in here for a little time. Okay, so here's a portfolio that was established in early February of 2025, so it's had a few weeks to produce a little bit of performance here. You can see we track overall the performance of the portfolio and the market since the time of investment, year to date, and then last week's performance. Now last week we had a holiday on Monday, and then we had trading days Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and it split the difference. There were 2 positive days, 1 day that was basically at 0, and then a negative day. So as you can see here, here's a chart that shows the total performance of the fund over time. And what we're essentially trying to get you to understand is that as long as you come in and you build these portfolios properly and you optimize them on a regular basis, essentially what you're doing is you're creating your own personal index fund. And these charts are here as a way to help you build trust with these methods and also see that over time that these portfolios really do mimic the market movements. Now, sometimes the return is a little bit better, sometimes the return is a little bit worse. But what you're going to see is over time, as long as you're maintaining an optimal portfolio, you're going to mimic the market's return. Now, again, you've got that same view on your sectors, industries, and markets. It's going to highlight to you your biggest gains as well as your biggest losers. And then it's going to show you your current portfolio and then the current positions of all your assets. As well, down here at the bottom, you can see your transaction history. Now, this particular portfolio, we made the moves a couple weeks ago and haven't rebalanced yet, so we've only made the initial buy transactions. But as we make moves with the portfolio, you'll be able to see all of them right here. Now, this portfolio in particular, because it's producing a return that's positive, you'll be able to see it here on the leaderboard. And if you want to take a look at it, you can go ahead and click the view link. And it's going to take you over to this portfolio where you can see the overall return, how it's performing week to date, last week, as well as year to date. And then it's going to break down the portfolio here so you can see exactly what's in it and what this person did in order to produce that return. So, and that's not only to embrace the competitive nature of it all, but also to help you build a community of people around you that you can balance ideas off of. All right, so there you have it. We've established our portfolio. We'll track it over time. You can track it on portfolioexaminer.com underneath the username Matty Frank, and I'll see you there. Here are the purchases and then the prices that they came through at. All right, I hope you enjoyed that. Be sure to check back in and see our performance. Subscribe for more.